A park. Nice. What are we doing here?
Everyone wants to see what you're like when you get to really cut loose. They say it might be good for our reports.
That's right.
We have hundreds of these reports to do, and it'd be no fun to have you straight facing them
Every time. Therefore, we elected to observe you
You in a more casual space,
There's no rush.
and there's no pressure.
The target is MAJIN BUU. Let's make an impression.
MAJIN BUU is a larger and wider character who has very above average health, average ki and stamina, above average basic attack, and slightly above average strike supers and ki blast supers. He has a small version in his presets with the same stats, though they're slightly lower all around. When customized, he has access to combo type C, health type C, endurance type C, and ki type C, maintaining high health and stamina overall. His heavy attack is notable for hitting from a much further range than others, and his attacks as a whole send him barreling into his opponent or have him stretch his body, giving him some of the largest attacking range in the game. His small version's range is mostly shrunken but still retains the first heavy attack's range, which just looks silly. His back hit also has one of the largest ranges in the game, and his grab is notable for starting as a projectile. He has 2 points within his combos that allow for extension and 1 hard knockdown. He has the rush type ki blast, and his skills tend to be unique to himself or the Majin race and have disruptive properties. His angry hit is a one-hit strike skill that sees its user teleport forward, or if used after a knockback, to the opponent and smack them down. His Zigzag Express is a 7-hit strike skill that sees its user spin themselves such that they become a tornado, battering the opponent and traveling forward in a zigzag. The actual reach of the attack is much larger than it appears and cancels out weaker ki blast attacks. At the time of this video, it's exclusive to him. His explosive Buu Buu Punch is a 9-hit strike skill that sees its user rise upwards to unleash a wall of punches that knock the opponent down. The user is invincible during the startup of the punches, and the move itself is a hard knockdown when used closer to the floor, allowing for a combo to begin or extend. It's exclusive to Majins. His Innocence Bullet is a one-hit ki blast skill that sees its user create a swirl of energy in front of themselves that poisons opponents caught in its explosion. Poisoning causes a bit of damage over time and lasts until the opponent's HP hits 1. It also slows their stamina recovery. His Innocence Cannon is a 2-hit ki blast skill that sees its user launch an energy ball that traps the opponent inside of it, only exploding once it makes contact with the floor. His Majin Kamehameha is literally just a paint Kamehameha, down to its hit counts and damage whether charged or uncharged. It's exclusive to Majins. His Festival Innocence Bullet is a unique 2-hit ki blast skill that functions almost identically to the original. The only difference is that it first knocks the opponent up with a quick attack before firing it as normal. It deals much less damage to compensate though. His Buu Buu Ball is a 2-hit strike evasive skill that sees its user turn themselves into a ball and bounce about the stage. The second hit can allow for a combo to start, and the move itself is exclusive to Majins. His Candy Beam is a 1-hit ki blast evasive skill that sees its user shoot a beam around themselves, turning any opponent it touches into candy for about 5 seconds. It too is exclusive to Majins. His Cookie Beam is a 4-hit unique strike ultimate that sees its user walk into the opponent, staggering them before cinematically turning them into candy and eating them, restoring health. The amount restored depends on the amount of damage it deals, and while the initial steps can be blocked, the Candy Beam cannot be. At the time of this video, it's exclusive to him. His Innocence Breath is a 1-hit unblockable ki blast ultimate that sees its user spew a ki wave in a circle around themselves. His Angry Explosion is a 13-hit ki blast ultimate that sees its user concentrate their energy to unleash, well, an explosion. It can be held to continue on for longer using extra bars of ki. When customized, Majin Buu shares some of Hercule's skills in his ultimate and Krillin's rise to action. He shares Super Souls from Hercule, Super Buu, Kid Buu, and Majin Buu with Gohan absorbed. He has 3 Super Souls of his own. Buu Will Eat You restores 12% of the user's health upon KOing an enemy. It has the auto health and stamina recovery limit burst effect. Turn into Candy restores a bar of ki for the user and restores 30 stamina, or 3/10 of a bar, when using Candy Beam, and only the evasive skill, not the Ki Blast skill. It too has the auto health and stamina recovery limit burst effect. Time for a Little Nap puts the user to sleep at the beginning of a battle, but activates a 15% ki auto recovery effect, which is about a bar of ki every 10 seconds. It also has auto health and stamina recovery.
Overall, Majin Buu is a combo and skill character who has a variety of ways to dominate and wear down his opponents. Due to the way his customizable stats are set up, he'll always threaten to have more health and/or stamina than his opponents, and is essentially an extremely well-rounded character at pretty much all times. In fact, the only thing that truly changes about him is whether or not he has extremely high or below average basic attack from combo or Ki Type C. He'll always have average offensive power otherwise. The size and range of his attacks make him one of the best at dueling in the game, but not by being fast or overwhelmingly strong like the usual examples.
Usually, duelists are what characters in video games get called when they excel in basic combat. They don't have to set up some abilities first or strike at just the right moment. They're naturally competent by default, self-sufficient, and especially capable one-on-one. When it comes to Xenoverse, we refer to such characters as combo characters, and normally we exclusively mean characters who have many points of extension possible during their combos and have basic attack and/or combo damage so high that they don't even need skills. These characters also tend to have higher stamina than others, so when all this gets wrapped up, it basically means could win by just pressing regular buttons, no literal skills required. Buu isn't overwhelmingly strong outside of combo type C, and actually has below average extension potential, and while attack range is part of what we use to define a fundamental character, that tends to require good speeds too, which Buu doesn't have either. Instead, his attacks are large and carry on for longer, so he doesn't have a fear of punishment since he can just start them farther away than a majority of characters. He doesn't even need to position himself well or take a risk to approach the way even fundamental characters still have to. His attacks themselves just do all that work for him. This is therefore a very rare instance of combo power in the sense that rather than being extremely fast or strong, his ability to put opponents into a combo is extremely easy. This is, of course, before considering his access to combo type C. At that point, he might as well be among the top combo characters in the game. His skills, meanwhile, are strange for the most part, yet still effective.
Angry Hit can be used after any knockback and deals its damage in one go. Its ability to hard knockdown gives it the potential to set up other moves as well. Explosive Buu Buu Punch is almost as threatening as Super God Fist at the floor, as it can punish an advancing opponent and get them put into a combo for their trouble. Its duration and consecutive hits together very easily pushes an opponent into using their evasives. Majin Kamehameha is a familiar combo finishing or sniping tool. It also just looks great. Innocence Bullet is extremely strong for only taking a little while to launch, dealing more damage alone than he can do with a full combo outside of combo type C. Even then, it's only slightly less powerful, even with the reduced Ki Blast supers. Innocence Cannon is the only attack of its kind in the game. It's a command grab and a projectile, meaning aside from being able to catch even step-vanishing opponents, it can be freely fired in response to just about everything except hyper armor, most ultimate attacks, or invincibilities. And because its damage isn't actually dealt until the ball hits the floor, it's perfect for creating breathing room in a match, especially when used on opponents in the air. And it deals a fairly high amount of damage on top of that. It's also deceptively difficult to stop even if it seems like it would be interrupted, because it'll still hurt and knock an opponent away, even while it's being created. Festival Innocence Bullet all but guarantees the poisoning of an enemy, otherwise near guaranteed to force an evasive out of them if they're aware of how poison works. It also starts fast enough that it can be used during a combo to finish it. Cookie Beam can be started mid-combo and even catch an advancing opponent if they lack evasive stamina. Its minimal healing is still a heal and can therefore make a difference in a fight. In the event an opponent were to evade the initial steps and try breaking him out of the beam, it can still catch them behind him anyway. that isn't really a strength we're highlighting so much as pointing out that it's silly. Innocence Breath is even stronger than all connected hits of most other 3-bar ultimates, and thanks to being a single-hit attack, it's perfect for use against a recovering opponent. Sweeping in a circle and being unblockable makes it very dangerous to try contesting. Angry Explosion is extremely dangerous when ki is invested into it, making it a threat even with lower offensive stats. And most fittingly, his best Super Soul options all have auto health and stamina recovery limit bursts, and regenerative or restorative effects some way or another. Time for a little nap nets a pretty effective ki regeneration from a match's onset, and is permanently active, ensuring consistent skill access. I'm Stronger Than Ever Now has an even stronger ki regeneration and/or stamina recovery rewards for managing his resources well.
However, despite their awesome range, his combos' slow beginnings and long durations make them unfit for the average rushdown or high-speed playstyle other characters are used to. His large size and ranged grab also give him a less active defense than other characters. Being bigger means attacks miss less and land more on him, and his grab being a slow projectile means it's not reliable for getting an opponent off of him. Absolutely none of his available Super Souls offer a boost to his power either, leaving him to rely on his stats alone for damage. And even though he has access to Combo Type C's basic attack output, he has no customizable stat available that can come even close to boosting his strike and ki blast skills the same way. So while his skills can be useful, they are never especially strong outside of Innocence Bullet. Most of his skills in question are not only slow to start, but have limited accuracy. Angry Hit is too slow and predictable to be used outside of a knockback due to moving directly in front of an opponent before swinging. That is an easy miss at best, and an easy perfect block at worst. Zigzag Express needs to be started directly in front of an opponent for all its hits to connect, but its startup makes interrupting it very simple. It also takes a while to actually travel all the way forward, leaving plenty of time to evade or punish it after. If it's used responsibly, it still deals poor damage and mostly serves to annoy opponents into evading. And even though it can cancel out some ki blasts, it can't cancel all of them, so it's not even a guaranteed defensive option without knowing whether every attack can beat it or not. Explosive Buu Buu Punch has a very limited range to the point that unless it's started point blank and well positioned, at least one hit will fail to connect. It also goes on for a while, making it punishable if it misses. Innocence Bullet fires at a set distance on top of starting slowly, making it very punishable and unreliable without a setup first. Innocence Cannon also starts slowly, and despite being a command grab, it can be blocked. It also takes a while to recover from firing, making it punishable should it fail. Festival Innocence Bullet is only useful the first time. Unlike its original, it does little damage and forcibly ends combos that could have finished stronger and faster. Buu Buu Ball depends on player positioning to counter combo an opponent due to needing to bounce directly onto opponents to work, and otherwise costs 3 bars of stamina to use. Candy Beam deals no damage whatsoever and is useless in the face of ongoing blast attacks due to its limited range. Its beam can be blocked, and to top it off, it costs 3 bars of stamina that, turned into candy, does not recover enough to compensate for it. Innocence Breath's startup and limited range almost guarantees the need for a heavy stamina break setup first. Unlike Cookie Beam, there's no startup hitboxes to ensure its success, so it's risky to use even against an opponent with no stamina. Angry Explosion has the same problem, needing an opponent to be still or knocked down to perform. It also has no hyper armor beyond its startup, meaning evasive skills and delayed attacks can not only cancel it but damage him too. And lastly, outside of Time for a Little Nap, all of his most relevant available Super Souls have very inconvenient conditions. One requires being at full ki and/or stamina to start regeneration, which is unrealistic, and one requires being near death. Together with his combo strings, his unusual traits end up making him harder to learn than most characters of his rank. And what sucks the most about his regeneration gimmick is that it's merely referenced at best. All his most relevant Super Souls do have auto health and stamina recovery limit bursts, and all his customizable stat choices are health and stamina emphasized, but he can't actually heal, at least not at the time of this video anyway. And with Xenoverse 2, the concept of absorbing damage just to heal it off later does not exist, at least not with Majin Buu. This means that while he's comfortable receiving damage at first, he won't want to keep being beat on forever. He still has to fight back.
But with so much going for him, no other character in the game can appear as monstrously tireless, yet horrifyingly dangerous as Majin Buu, which is plenty enough to register his place high in the Z rank.
And once again, this is a lore-accurate example of strength. Majin Buu was said to be one of the two individuals that Frieza was warned not to cross. The other was Lord Beerus. He only looks and acts silly, when in reality his abilities are wild, and if he actually gained a reason to seriously want to beat an opponent down, he is more than capable. His regenerative ability is pretty strongly reflected in his Super Soul's tendencies to recover health and stamina, and he's one of the only characters in the cast who can stretch their limbs to attack in unpredictable ways. More importantly though, he's literally a magical creature, a concept outside that of even being a mortal or a god. So it's no wonder he's so unique. He's a nice enough guy at first, even letting his opponents beat him up and throw him around, but if they were to get on his bad side, he would stop playing around. And when Buu gets serious, not much can stop him.
Look, I can tell you feeling me. So look, I say this willingly. All this back and forth, I'm trying to keep peace with my soul. Can't tell me how to live my life or get things right. You switching sides and don't think twice. Keeping my peace and keeping my dignity. Look, I can tell you feeling me. So look, I say this willingly. All this back and forth, I'm trying to keep peace with my soul. Can't tell me how to live my life or get things right. You switching sides and don't think twice. Life is a movie, focusing on the scene. All of my business. No love is a thing, no easy access. They want in on the team. I'm keeping it neutral, she's spilling the beans.
Greetings, Kwani. I'd like to commend you for your efforts in this analysis series thus far. However, from this point on, you'll be advancing these reports alone. We feel you've shown signs of improvement, so now we want to see just how capable you really are. Your next target is codenamed
Absolute justice.